Welcome back to Saruwatari Xtreme. Lisa and Gary are just incredible people all around. They are willing to share that intelligence to tell you guys about some of their business adventures and also give you advice that could help you in your own businesses if you're planning to start them or you are running them, and possibly also that advice that would apply to life in general. Hello again, my friends. How are you doing?
Adam. Hey guys.
How are you doing? Perfect. So I was wondering if you guys would be kind enough to tell us about what business ventures you're involved in at this current time.
Well, for me, after racing, I stayed in the industry, so I learned a little bit more about, the ins and outs of working on a team. Fast forward to, I fell in love with makeup, so I went out and I became a makeup artist, so I'm certified as a makeup artist, and then once I became very heavily into the bodybuilding and the working out, I wanted to help others, so I went out and got certification as well to be a certified trainer. So that's a couple of certifications that I've gotten since, so I can not only doll you up, I can also work you out.
Great, that's amazing. And what do you think about being a trainer is just an incredible job and influences other people's lives and also helps them. What process did you go through for that, Lisa, and how difficult would it be for others to get involved that don't have the type of experience and resources you have?
Well, your first thing is you don't want to just jump into something. So if you're in a gym and you're very helpful, a lot of people, we all know YouTube University. Everybody can learn something on YouTube. So learn proper form and then start learning about working out weights, proper lingo, proper stance, proper everything that you can. If somebody's knees are buckling, you got to know what to do. Things like that. The certification's not that hard. It really isn't. It's all basically common knowledge. And like I was saying, if you work out, you would know that common knowledge because you're also applying it to your workouts when you work out.
Well, my friends, Lisa is a pro. And what I kind of took away from that is that don't show up at the gym without doing your research before. Otherwise, you could literally get a beatdown, and nobody wants a beatdown, right? Okay, so now my man Gary, you were telling me you've got a lot of stuff going on,
Yes.
and specifically in the car world. Everyone loves to hear about cars. What are you working on now?
Well, recently I've been doing a lot of contract work, but engine building and development. A lot of engine dyno stuff, normally aspirated stuff, turbo stuff, makes of all kinds of different engines, from the Honda stuff all the way up to the LS. A lot of the LS builds lately, also the Gen 3 Hemi stuff, and we're also working on the Top Fuel funny car stuff. So very fortunate to work on a variety of different engines and platforms, other than, in some cases, maybe some people are only doing Honda stuff or only doing LS stuff. I've been fortunate to do all of it. I recently visited Panama to a friend of mine's Musa's shop. It's called Auto Trends. He has a 2017 Dodge Daytona. We put a Hellcat engine in there, a Stroker Hellcat engine, and it was a collaboration between my friend John Estrada, which is Jester Tuning, and a friend of ours, Vlad, that owns a shop in Nebraska. And they needed someone to go down there to put the engine together, break it in, degree the cams, check geometry of the push rods, everything. So I went down there, did that, and it was a great experience. Panama's a beautiful country, by the way. Anybody that wants to go there should go there. It's U.S. currency, so it's easy. There's no conversions. Great people. The car market is big there, so something to consider. Also, want to get into the personal fitness stuff. I'm also certified as a trainer. Also got my sports nutrition certification, and also my youth training certification. So get into that. We're doing other stuff with like Lisa's makeup. Trying to not put our eggs in one basket. Anything we have a passion for. Training, we have a passion because we're helping people. So we like to be involved with people. Empower's been great people. We met people. We've networked. It's just everything we need. We could cross over some of the motorsport stuff too, because there are people in motorsports that want to get in shape and need nutritional consulting, and they don't know, but they want someone to trust. Well, being involved in motorsports is that in. So we're trying to just be as vast as possible with the stuff we have passion for.
Gary, are you doing specifically work out of one shop or multiple shops? And then are you just an independent contractor that'll go to any location where anyone will hire you? How exactly are you working that out?
Yeah, it's pretty much an independent contractor, so it's per project. So, you know, depending on what they need, like right now I'm working on a 55 Chevy that a gentleman from Northern California has been trying to finish this car for a while. So we're really involved with the car, not only like making custom fabrication as like on English wheel, making fenders and you know, hoods and you know, door skins all out of, and my friend Rudy's is a master at it. He's been doing it for about 30 years. So I'm working together with him as a collaboration, and they need the car wired. So we're doing like mil-spec wire on the whole car. And it's very time consuming because you got to mil-spec wire the AC unit, the power windows, the stereo system. I mean, it's more than just a race car. So it's very involved. They want it to be perfect. So that's one project. Also working on a lot of small block Chevy stuff for more like the resto mod, as we call it. So that's been big, and also the Hellcat in Panama, and then the funny car stuff. So it's pretty much whoever needs either assistance with development or even race car prep, we do that as well. So it's almost a full package. I'm only a one-man team, so I have to like basically choose, okay, I can do the engine for you, but if you want me to do the car, it might take a little more time, but I can do it. I've done it. Luckily, I've been fortunate enough to be involved with many professional race teams. So whether it's drag racing or road racing, we've worked with all kinds of transmissions, all kinds of computers. So it can be done. It's just a time thing. It's just me. So I'm learning to be a little more effective with my time, so I can accomplish more, you know, and be more time efficient.
Okay guys, so you heard it. You've heard Gary's credentials. Now, let's get down to it. A lot of you asked me how to get into cars and how to build them and have a career in that. Well, as I've told all of you, I am now a farmer, so obviously I would not be the person to learn from, but Gary can possibly give us some tips, my man. Can you help those out that want to get in and do something like yourself? Now, obviously, my friends, Gary has a ton of experience like Lisa in cars. You're not gonna learn that without experience and a lot of time, but my friend, can you give some advice on the path to start going down that road?
Sure. First of all, you have to have a passion for cars. If you have a passion for cars and you don't have a problem working on them and it's something that you want to grow with, there's plenty of schools around like UTI, Lincoln Tech. Those are a good start, but what you really need to do is you need to actually go to a racetrack. Unfortunately, California may not be the place, but like say for example, Indiana, where there's plenty of drag race teams or like road race teams that need people to literally go to the track and start doing basic work like cleaning the tires, you know, wiping the car down, and then from there, if they see that you have the passion, you'll have the opportunity to start working on the car physically. And then to be honest, it's really the only way to know, because you can learn a lot of the curriculum at school, but at the track, things are so dynamic. It's like you don't have like a template to tell you, okay, today we're gonna have a transmission problem, you gotta fix it. It's just gonna happen, and you got 30 minutes to fix it. So whether it's an automatic transmission or a dog box or synchro mesh, you gotta kind of look at it and go, okay, well, more than likely it's this problem. You gotta correlate the data that you gather, look at the data, and then look at what physically happened and kind of use that as your story and figure out, okay, well, I got 30 minutes, what am I gonna do? You can start tearing the whole car apart, but if you have no guide of which way to go, you may tear apart the wrong part of the car. So it's very dynamic. I suggest that you go to some of the events. A lot of drag races is an open pit. So a lot of times, like the final races, you could literally probably ask the crew chief, hey, are you guys looking for anybody to like help work on the team? Like, can I even do entry work? And you get in by like mounting tires, cleaning tires, wiping the car down, and from there you might, you know, get to work on maybe a cylinder head, or you do bottom end or do racks, and then you work your way up. And then if you really show natural talent, then you might, you know, with enough years, you could probably be a co-crew chief, and that coincides to where you're actually making the calls with the crew chief to make the car go down the track, and you're just looking down, you know, years and years of paperwork, of data, of every track on what to do. And it's a really rewarding job, because, I mean, how many people can say, oh, I made that car this team won, you know, win a race? It's very difficult. It's not something that you could like go to school and like practice. It's so dynamic. You got to physically be there and do it, and then from there, as many solutions and incidences that you go through, you become better and then you become more savvy. So it's a little different than working at a shop. So you gotta make that decision when you first start. If you wanna just build engines like on an assembly line and you're happy with doing that, then go to school, learn the basics, get better at doing them quicker. That's one type of job. But if you wanna get into racing, it's very dynamic. So it's not something that you can go to school and go, okay, I'm ready. Because you might, learn on a, say, a modern EFI car, then you go work on a top fuel team. There's really no electronics other than the ignition and the data logger, and you're looking at pneumatics and hydraulics. It's very confusing if you haven't worked on that. So the only way is experience. So get involved with a team or anybody that owns a car that goes to the track for fun, and volunteer your time. I would suggest that.
Now guys, that is just priceless information and a road in to getting into motorsports. But I'm gonna tell you the real deal. See, when we were outside, Gary and I were talking, what this all comes down to is hard work. Whatever you wanna do, anything, you're gonna just have to work at it, unless you're lotto winner number, and for the three of us at least, that isn't us. So we've all had to work very hard to where we're at, and that would be probably my advice. It would translate from what they're saying. But I know there are a lot of you that want to become a race car driver. And really my path is unconventional and I wasn't very good at it. So here's the deal, we've got the best here. Let's hear from her what her advice is of how you guys can become professional drivers. And I know this resonates with everyone. Please.
Well, unfortunately, the industry is not the way it used to be if you wanted to go into, say, the fuel ranks. Back in the day, it used to be they'd find a natural talent and they'd put you in the car. Now you have to basically bring money. So that, correlates with the work hard, be relentless, bring sponsor. So if you're really good and if you want, just start out at the basics. Take your car, just basically take it to the track. Go out there, learn everything about the track. Learn the 330, the 1,000 foot, the shut off, a proper staging, all of that, because you have to do all of that. You can't just roll the race car up to the line and then just go, okay, I'm ready. All right, oh, light drops. Nope. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes through your mind and a whole bunch of things that you're doing before you even get up to the tree. So go there, get yourself acclimated with the track, and just be relentless. I was very relentless. I wouldn't, many people pushed me down, said, you're not gonna do nothing, you're not going anywhere. And I just kept getting back up. It was, like being a female in an all-male dominated sport, it's not the easiest. And people think it's very easy. It's really not. I basically, I came in with gloves on, but by my second year, the gloves were off. So the guys knew better. So I always say the guys knew better. Like I wouldn't hesitate. I never had to, but I wouldn't hesitate if I had to. But be relentless, push hard. Somebody tells you no, you know what? Tell them, peace out, I'm going. So just keep pushing, push all the negativity out of your way. Because there was a lot of things that got in my way, that a lot of roadblocks that people wanted to put in front of me. That, oh, you're gonna get hurt, oh, you're a girl, oh, you're and I pushed everybody out of the way. Like, it didn't matter. Yes, I'm a female, what does that make me any different when I put my helmet on? Like, if I have the same skill as the person next to me, or better. Obviously, 4 times it proved that we had a lot more skill than some people. We had a better race car setup due to Gary and the team. I had everything around me. So surround yourself with good people and people that want to do nothing but push you forward, and everything will follow. It's basically you are who you surround yourself with. You vibe. Your vibe is your tribe. So I had a great vibe. I had a great tribe, and we went out there and we definitely made a lot of difference in the industry. And I'm always very proud to say a lot of things that we have done. We have helped a lot of teams in the industry. We were never ones that would hide anything. So always be giving, pay it forward. We always paid it forward. It wasn't called paying it forward then, but always pay it forward. We that's what we did. So you basically bring your aura, bring a great aura. If you're just going in there and you're gonna already know, like, oh, I don't want to lose, oh, I can't lose. Don't race. Don't. If you cannot take being humbled and losing, because it's going to happen, don't go into racing. Maybe try something else that it's not as competitive. But for racing, all I ever, and I've always told people that ask me is push all the roadblocks out of the way and give yourself that one-track mind. You tell yourself you're going to succeed, you're going to succeed. So you lead your own path. So that's the best thing is I can always say to anybody is you dictate who you're going to be. You're going to be that race car driver. you sure will be that race car driver if you keep on pushing for it.
Now guys, I've known Lisa for a long time, and I can attest from personal experience, she takes no prisoners. You definitely don't want to cross her, but she gave you some very, very valuable information, and something she touched on that I'll just expand a little bit more on to clarify. Did you hear her talk about the package and what you bring? It doesn't matter if you're the best driver on the planet. The sport is fueled by funding. It's a hard reality of what's going on. You have to bring sponsorship with you. So those of you that think that you can get to where we've gotten to by just being the greatest driver better than us, that's just a small piece of the puzzle. These teams take tremendous amounts of money and sponsors want to work together. You got to prove yourself and you bring more sponsorship with you. That's how you'll succeed. You could be the best driver on the planet, but if you have no sponsors, you're going to have a very difficult time. Something to just consider, which leads us into the next thing. Gary and Lisa are also venturing into another business involving the racing of the funny car.
Yes, we signed with Nitro Mafia, and what happened was the team moved from Downey to Vegas, and now we're ready to start licensing at the end of this season. So we're going to do hopefully 7 races next season. There might be more in between. We haven't decided because I'm not even licensed yet. I'm barely thinking about buying my fire suit, so which I'm dreading because it's going to be very hot. If I complained about my other suit, I'm going to complain about this one even worse. So yeah, we're going to be going back and forth from here to Vegas. Ultimately, I mean, we would like to move to Vegas and be with the team 100%, but that's, you know, everything, it's all taking steps right now for us. But you know, we got Bob and Scott. Those are you know, my brother and my father out there, and they're giving us opportunities that, you know, we never thought would happen, but we've known them for so long that when Scotty decided to step out of the seat, Bob wanted to continue racing. He says, well, who are we going to get to replace you? Because Scotty is phenomenal as a driver, and he wanted to run the business. And they started throwing names around, and I came up, and they said, well, that would be great. That would, I mean, they knew my personality. If anybody knows my personality, it's very, very edgy and rough around the edges. I'm not. So they wanted something like that. I mean, if I'm going to be driving a nitro car, you definitely have to, you know, you're going to be correct, and then you're going to be incorrect. And I think I'm more, you know, fit that style for them. So that's they called us, and we signed with them, and you know, we haven't looked back, and we're just looking forward to the future with them. Everything, you know, it's always like this collaboration, this meeting of the minds when we get together. What this, and you know, let's do this with the funny car. Let's do this event. Let's, you know, when they discussed Vegas, we were like, yeah, Vegas. And they sure is, you know,
Yeah, they just,
upped and said, that's it,
like
we're getting
Scotty
shot.
says, he
Yeah.
grabbed his, you know, excuse my language, grabbed his sack and he just went.
Yeah,
That's his terminology.
That's his terminology.
Because if not, I mean, if not, you're going to be afraid forever.
Forever,
So
yeah.
at some point, you got to take a calculated risk in life. Because, like, for example, when she started first racing, we were in Santa Barbara. This is the story prior to this video. We were mentioning where we were eating dinner with our friend, and we says, you know what, there's no female in the industry. Why don't we just give everything up and just go for it and see what happens?
Yeah.
And Frank Troy says, all right, I got an event, come over. And we gave it a shot, run it up against Bergenholtz, and after that, we're like, you know what, there might be a chance. And then, lo and behold, we go to Texas, win that event, and then we meet Juanita from Nitto Tire, and that just, between Juanita, Nitto Tire, and Ed Melendez and the Melendez family
Yeah,
at True
Melendez
Home,
definitely True Home.
if it wasn't for them, we would have never had that career. But we worked hard, we delivered, like you said, how we promised, and we always gave back. If somebody else needed help or parts, we always helped. We helped the Venom team, we helped everybody in the industry, and I think that's where the get back came. You know, you give and you get back. We always believe in that. So we always surround ourselves around people, like Lisa said, that are positive. Even at the gym here, everybody's positive, everybody's motivated. So it all works together, and we want to cross over the fitness and the motorsports because there's a lot of similarities on the business side of it, and we can help cross market. Like, for example, the race car is a moving billboard. So once the race car gets a lot of attention and there's a lot of traffic, social media wise, whoever's involved with it automatically gets that too. So we're thinking of it as a business side of it too, not just the racing, but the racing is great. We've always been Nitro fans. As a matter of fact, before we even got into sport compact, we're always the Nitro people because we had family. Lisa's uncle was clutch guy in Kenny Bernstein's team, so we had a lot of background on the domestic side and funny car stuff. So we wanted to do that first, but we realized, as you know, Adam, the funding for Nitro is just the fuel alone is like $1,500 just for one barrel, and just warming the car up for 5 minutes, you probably burned what, 5 to 8 gallons of it. So it's not cheap. So yeah, it's we got to put it into perspective. We want to have fun, race, but at the same time develop the business and run it. We also own Intech Oil, which is a engine oil, specialty engine oil company. So we're doing all the testing on the car, but also using that to be associated, so we can let people know about the Intech Oil, which has been something that Bob Cusimano created himself, working with various race teams to solve a lot of failure problems, from NASCAR, the Porsche teams. It's Bob's a genius at that. So we want to, get more people aware of that product. So the Funny Car will do a great job doing that.
Lisa, as I'm looking at both of you beautiful people through the camera here, I was wondering, do you think there's any chance that on your fire suit on the front side, you might be able to put a big picture of Gary's head? Is that too much to ask for? I don't know, man. I just love that guy. Just want to throw that out there as a possible option. I don't know if Gary would want to pay the bill, though, for the sponsorship portion's only prom. But in any case, that's my idea for you guys.
I'm going to text a picture of him to you.
I feel like a big bowling ball right here.
But in all seriousness, if people want to support you, which you have tons of fans out there, and also want to support the Funny Car effort, where would they go to get apparel or merchandise or things that will help support your efforts?
You go to the Nitro Mafia Funny Car team.
The website.
Yeah,
So
website.
www.nitromafia.com.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, because we had apparel, we have apparel, it's kind of on the down low, because we were going to license, and then once Bob and Scott's, we all sat down and said, yep, time to go to Vegas. They said, oh, pack it up, and they left, so they're like I said, at the Speedway. We're going to be going up there soon, but yeah, you can, once we start coming out and licensing, we're definitely going to be pushing the apparel and, stuff like that. And a really cool thing I do have to tell you guys is Bob and Scott they were also involved with the sport compact industry. So what they want to do, and it's hard, they want to revamp my Civic. So they want to revamp it, and we want to bring it, it's almost like an educational, because a lot of people, they don't understand the technology of our side. So that's where you would find people butting heads, the domestics and the imports would butt heads. We never did with them, but they would butt heads because nobody understood. So you were just like, oh, you fuel injected thing, and oh, you carbureted dinosaur. So they want to kind of bring that together. And Gary and I, we're very good with people and stuff like that. So that we're always happy to explain, tell them, oh, okay, we did that with the Saturn. We did that when we ran Xtreme Rush. A lot of people, they would come over, a lot of domestic men would come over, and they would start asking questions, but you could tell that they were very uncomfortable. But once they started talking, we got that, they became comfortable. So it was educating. So they want to bring my Civic in its old glory and bring it out as almost like an educational. And it would be great to see my Civic. I still have it. I still have everything. It's all just kind of taken out, but it's all there with the car, chilling. It's been hanging out for like 14 years. He's been on retirement. He's on the retirement tour, So for anybody that ever asked, like, why don't you bring your Civic out? Why? I mean, it would not handle what is, technology now. And I'm not even willing to put the money into that because the Nitro car, I can't do that.
Guys, some really good information there. I mean, you got it here first from Lisa, and I know a lot of you are fans, so you should check out the website, The Nitro Funny Car. Help support her efforts. Let's get her back out there. And also, I mean, you heard it here. She's even working on her Civic. I mean, that's great news for me, because then maybe you guys won't bug me to put my cars back together. What I think we should all do is all follow Lisa on Instagram, and you guys can all message her to put her car together. This is such a great day for me. Oh, I've been waiting for this day for ages. Thank goodness. This is not rehearsed. I didn't even know this. I am so excited. Could be maybe the second best day of my life. But anyways, on all seriousness, very successful people, wonderful content. We love and appreciate that they spent so much time with you guys. Please listen to what they have to say, because if you could apply it to your own life, remember what I said. at least my own success is from being around people that are smarter than myself. These are primary examples of that. So keep that all in mind. My friends, again, always great seeing you. Lisa, oh gosh, thank you so much. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed all that. I know I did. And of course, again, I just have to throw it out there one more time. The Civic, life is going to be good for Adam because everyone's going to follow Lisa and Adam's going to just go back into retirement. Well, my friends, that's all for now. See you next time.